Chelsea are the Women's Super League champions.
Hello, welcome to West Ham United against Chelsea in the Barclays Women's Super League. The team trying to get off at the bottom against the team trying to go clear at the top. West Ham hoping to build on their impressive 5-1 League Cup win against Charlton in the week. And Chelsea, who scarily haven't quite found top gear yet, who've had a 100% start with wins against Manchester City, Villa and Leicester. And win today. And Chelsea will be pretty well set as they look to hunt down their 7th Barclays Women's Super League title in a row from the Chigwell Construction Stadium. West Ham United preparing to face Chelsea. Well, Chelsea probably can't believe their luck, given some of the results that we've seen elsewhere in the Barclays Women's Super League over the course of the weekend. We've had a few results today. Brighton beating Everton, a goal for Ajimang securing all 3 points for the South Coast side. Leicester City 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2, also a result with Tamberg and Holt on the score sheet for Spurs today. Liverpool have gone down again, Manchester United with 2 goals, one of them an absolute beauty. Miyazawa scoring that, Ella Toon also scored, and Manchester City with 4 put past the new kids on the block, London City Lionesses. Well, West Ham are going through their paces, and they will be put through their paces, you would imagine, today, Jess Clark, by Chelsea, the champions, here at home, but a very difficult fixture for them.
Chelsea, the hegemonic force in English women's football, gets the ball across and finds Beaver Jones, who finds the back of the net. Maja Hamado.
Well, ahead of the fixture, we have been speaking to the bosses from both teams, and let's hear from them now.
Rhian, it's been a tough start to the season and the champions in town now. What do you want to see from your players this afternoon?
I just think we've done a lot of things well at certain points in games, but we've not been as consistent as we'd like throughout the whole 90, 100 minutes, you know. So I think that's the thing that we're aiming for today, is to be consistent with the way that we want to play.
Very good win in the Cup midweek as well. Will you take heart from that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think we scored some fantastic goals in the week as well, and it was an opportunity to see some of the rest of the squad. So obviously that's then led to opportunities for people this weekend.
And everyone aware, of course, the threat that Chelsea posed, but is it more about playing your game today rather than the occasion?
I think it's another game. You know, every game we play in the WSL, we have to fight tooth and nail for everything that we want to get out of it, because that's the nature of the league that we're playing in, and everybody wants to play in this league. So it's a challenge we're looking forward to, and we'll obviously do our best to get something out of the game.
Sonia, 3 wins from 300% so far. How pleased are you with the start your side's made?
Yeah, really pleased with the results. We are right now top of the table, which is the main goal for us. But again, coming to the game today, we expect a tough battle against West Ham. It's a London derby. And yeah, we know this team will be playing a really good football and causing us some trouble. This is what they want, so we need to be ready in terms of mental aspects.
Well, with Arsenal dropping points again yesterday, Chelsea in this London derby have a great chance to pull away at the top of the table. They are sat just behind Manchester United now after their result today, but they can pull 2 points clear. West Ham have plenty of incentive too, with 0 points on the board, but they have their sights on those above. It is the same question at the start of every season. Can anyone stop the champions? So far, the answer to that has been a resounding no. They are the unstoppable force, and even though Chelsea haven't been at their absolute best so far, the odds are firmly stacked against rock-bottom West Ham in this game. It's played 3, lost 3 for Rhian Skinner's side, although they were the last team to take points off of Chelsea in the league with a gutsy 2-2 draw at Kings Meadow back in March. Can you stop the champions twice? That would be special. with Arsenal, Manchester City and Manchester United already dropping points this season. West Ham will have in abundance today. Lots of extra support, that is for sure. Let's have a look at the teams, and we shall start with West Ham. The headline news for West Ham is Shakira Martinez, who scored 2 against Chelsea in that 2-2 draw at Kings Meadow last season, dropping to the bench. A more defensive approach then for Rhian Skinner, with 3 new faces and 3 players who all impressed in the 5-1 win against Charlton in the League Cup in the week. Amber Tiziak, Ines Balumu and Fionn Morgan all coming in, with Verena Hanshaw and Anna Chiki dropping to the bench. And for Chelsea, Alyssa Thompson makes her first start in the Barclays Women's Super League. There's a first league start of the season 2 for Ariane Jean-Francois. Johanna Rutinkanarid also comes in, so it's another reshuffle for Sonia Bob-Pastor, with Carpenter, Baltimore and Macario on a really strong-looking Chelsea bench. Well, ahead of the game today, there will be a minute's applause in tribute to former West Ham manager Matt Beard, who sadly passed away last week. Had a really special time and a really special relationship with those at West Ham, leading them to the final of the Women's FA Cup at Wembley in May 2019. Also enjoyed 3 years at Chelsea, guided them to the FA Cup final in 2012, and more than that, had a really positive impact on the women's game. And a really big impact on so many players and coaches and fans within it too. And so we pause ahead of the start of this one for an applause and a moment to reflect and remember. Although
very experienced
at first
both the club and
we have the
level.
formality of the coin toss.
And ahead of this game, there's going to be a minute's applause to pay tribute to former WSL manager Matt Beard, whose passing last weekend left the women's football world absolutely devastated. Rhian Skinner and Paul Green, the West Ham manager, and women's head of football at Chelsea, bringing out a wreath. Matt Beard managed a number of teams across the WSL, including West Ham, between 2018 and 2020. The club paying their respects on this, their first home game since his passing. Our thoughts, of course, with his loved ones and all those that knew him across the game.
It's a fitting tribute for a special man who changed many lives, including my own.
So, the final Women's Super League game of the weekend about to get underway here in East London. It's a London derby. It's West Ham versus Chelsea. Underway in East London then. Chelsea can go back top of the table with a win today. Last time out wasn't the most convincing victory over Leicester, but Chelsea are specialists at getting 3 points regardless of their performance. West Ham are at bottom of the table, but they can climb above a fair few teams with a victory. Alongside me, former defender Gilly Flaherty, who represented both these clubs during her career. And Gilly, Chelsea, a rather daunting opponent for West Ham, who are yet to get a point this season.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. Obviously, you're back at home, and, you know, this was West Ham's fortress last season as well, and it's a place where they picked up many points, but you're coming up against a Chelsea side who haven't been 100% convincing either, but are sitting, obviously, top of the table, and it's a test, but, you know, they'll be at home, and I think they've always, West Ham are growing into a team where they're on the front foot, and they've lost that fear against the top team as well, and they fancy themselves to go and make it difficult. So it'll be an interesting game today.
Erin Cuthbert. Back to Bjorn, and the best goalkeeper in the world, Hannah Hampton. Rather risky passing out from the back there, but Chelsea come away with it. Into Thompson, her first start since signing for Chelsea. And ahead of this, Gilly Flaherty and I were umming and ahhing over the Chelsea formation, but as we set up, maybe I'll give you a couple more minutes, Gilly, to work it out. But that's a poor pass there from West Ham. Aggie Beever-Jones could be in here, and it's blocked by Zadorsky. Flag up anyway, wouldn't have counted, but West Ham get away with that.
Yeah, I mean, thankful for them for two reasons, really. That Zadorsky's got over and got that blocking, but then the lino has put the flag up as well, but it isn't the best start. And, I mean, you come up against a team like Chelsea as well, you don't want to be giving them chances as well, making it easy for them. So West Ham get away with one there.
Forward ball up to Ueki, but Millie Bright was always going to win that. Gorey now. West Ham have players forward. Vivian Asseyi couldn't quite find the contact required. And what an opportunity for the Hammers early on.
Yeah, it's a great reaction. It just seemed like all the Chelsea defenders are really backing off from Gorey, but Asseyi does this really off the back defender and really takes up the edge of the back of the box position. Unlucky that she's at full stretch there. It'd been hard for her, but it was a great break from West Ham.
Quickly, quickly! Narrow, Fionn, narrow!
Captain Millie Bright reached 200 WSL appearances last season. Forward ball looking for Beever-Jones, will be collected by Inga Shemmick. Denton just to get it back. Cuthbert lays it off to Walsh. The diag kept in by Alyssa Thompson, but only temporarily. And looking at that formation, Gilly, is it a three at the back with Thompson and Ritting Conrad as wing backs?
I've just still been looking at it because I'm really trying to work it out, but I think it's obviously the three at the back with Walsh sitting in front, Thompson and Ritting Conrad sort of being like wing backs, and then Jean-Francois and Cuthbert sitting in front of Walsh with Cap Time pushing high up against Beever-Jones. But yeah, it's an interesting setup, but obviously especially with Alyssa Thompson sort of sitting in that wing back, but I think with the midfielders that she's got around her sort of allows her then to get more forward.
Nystrom to her goalkeeper. Chelsea pressing West Ham in, and they are rewarded. Erin Cuthbert takes a hit and shoots goalwards. Shemmick wasn't comfortable to catch. Hooked away, but Chelsea zipping the ball around quite nicely, Gilly.
Yeah, and you'd think as well, West Ham, and that's a couple of times now on the right-hand side with Leestrom and Denton giving the ball to Chelsea. Silly plan out from the back.
Kira Walsh now from range. Wasn't far away either.
And I think you're noticing it with Cuthbert's strike there, with Walsh's strike as well, is if a team is going to sit in and bank and make it hard for you to break down, don't be afraid of the long-distance strikes. They've got players in their team who are more than capable of putting that in the back of the net.
Kira Walsh yet to find the net for Chelsea since joining. Has played every WSL minute so far this campaign. Key player for Sonia Bonpastor. Unbeaten in the WSL. Poorly given away by Thompson. Ueki finds a Sayi, and again didn't quite get the shot as she'd have liked, and that's 2 chances now for the French forward.
Chelsea just looking pretty open on the transition. You know, obviously Millie Bright gets dragged out to Corey's run, and then I say could have potentially taken a touch. She did have the defender oncoming, but she probably could have had the time to take a touch and really set herself up. But West Ham looking dangerous on transition.
Beaver Jones tripped by Zadorsky, and it's a yellow card. So an up.
Well, West Ham have given the ball away again in midfield, and Erin Cuthbert has the chance to look for a second, but this time the effort is straight at Kinga Schmick. Not too much that she could do about that free kick.
Well, it was an excellent strike. I mean, just the execution, the precision, and it was a difficult one for her, but credit to Beaver Jones, it was a great, excellent strike.
Rutin Karnerud trying to deliver the ball into the area. That one is turned away. Well, what a chance for the equalising goal. West Ham hit the outside of the post. That's a good recovery by Nystrom to get onto the ball. And Tiziak pushing up into midfield with a header away, picked up here by Bjorn. Chelsea off to the best of starts. And what a goal it was. Here comes Rutin Karnerud, twisting and trying to get herself into position where she can trouble West Ham again, but she was unable to line the shot up. Lovely collection of passes for Chelsea. Kaptein cuts it back, it's going to be two. Nobody watching the run of Rutin Karnerud. And for her, the simplest of finishes to make it West Ham 0, Chelsea 2. A rampant start for the champions of the Barclays Women's Super League.
Fantastic play down this left-hand side, and got themselves in a great position, and it's just this late run into the box from Karnerud. She takes up that position lovely and just finds the space in the gap just to execute that finish.
Chelsea hit top gear very early on here. Well, West Ham were here at Kings Meadow last season. They were 2 behinds. They're going to have to do something pretty dramatic here to stop this relentless approach that we have seen so far from Sonia Bonpastor's side.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, West Ham, they're a work in progress. They're trying to play a more possession-based football with purpose and intent while trying to find the feet. So, of course, gaps are going to appear, but they've got players in this team that can cause Chelsea damage. I think the transitions for them today will be key.
Getting a lot of joy, Chelsea on the left-hand side. Again, another switch up for Sonia Bonpastor in terms of the setup today. We're seeing a fair few of those already this season.
Yeah, certainly, and I think if we just look at the strength and depth and the quality in this side, you know, they're just so flexible and adaptable, and different players can take up different roles, and this is what makes Chelsea such a frightening team.
Right on cue, we saw Erin Cuthbert, who's been at the base of the midfield today and also sat just in behind Aggie Beever-Jones, dovetailing ever so well. They have wonderful flexibility. And here comes another Chelsea flex. It's Cuthbert. Fancies getting her name on the score sheet, does it superbly. Spectacular hits. There it is, the big flex. Chelsea, with only 15 minutes of the game gone here, are already leading by 3 goals.
It's an absolute thunderous strike by Erin Cuthbert. I mean, a player of her calibre and her quality, you really don't want to be giving her too much time and space to get that shot off, but sloppy play by West Ham. If you just look at the gaps, there's too many spaces appearing, and, you know, with good players, they're going to take advantage.
Super suave, a fine hit, and Cuthbert has the beating of Shamik, and Chelsea are storming away with this one here.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think West Ham, you know, they might have to just rethink how they're approaching this game, you know, just close the gaps, press a bit more calculated and try and protect more of them central areas, because at the moment Chelsea are running through these central areas too easy.
It's every time they come forward, it's Rutin Kanerud again inside the area. Her curling strike. Well, you saw what she was about to do. Fancied her chances of finding the top corner, really wasn't too far away.
Yeah, and she gets herself in these positions, and, you know, just trying to just bend that into the top corner there, but just didn't get enough curl and whip on it.
Well, we really haven't seen over the course of this season Chelsea really take their foot off of the brake. It's been a more measured Chelsea so far this season. Very different story here, but they could be in a spot of bother. Bjorn does well to recover and get hold of the ball. And Chelsea will head back to goalkeeper Hannah Hampton. But this is Chelsea at their barnstorming best, you could probably say, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, they're just ruthless. Anytime they've found themselves in a good position or a bit of space where they can take the opportunity, take the shot, they've taken full advantage of that. I think at times we can see West Ham, they're trying to press, but the gaps are just a little bit too big, and Chelsea are just taking advantage of playing through them central areas. So they just need to be a little bit more patient when to press and when not to press, West Ham, and just pick the moments.
Given the reaction of the boss, you wouldn't think that they were 3 up.
No, and I think that just shows you the winning mentality of this side, always pushing and striving for more. They've just got that determination and resilience to ask for more from each other and continue to be a goal-scoring threat.
Brilliant pressure from the champions, but West Ham managed to clear the ball away, although not for long. Might have to be a bit of a change in system for West Ham, you feel?
Potentially, yeah. Like I said, just them gaps. I think just on the transitions, they just need to get closer together and just close them distances. And I think certainly something, you know, from a striker's perspective, the transitions, pinning the ball will be key for West Ham today. Just to make sure they can attack with numbers, they may just need to be a little bit more patient and braver on the ball.
Millie Bright with a pass. And Chelsea open up the room again for Bjorn to deliver into the box. Doesn't look as though they are about to back off in their pursuit of more goals, that is for sure. Now Millie Bright will head back towards Hannah Hampton. And Rutin Kanerud can sprint away. And again, this looks like major trouble here for West Ham. Aggie Beever-Jones hungry for more. Erin Cuthbert now. It's lovely from Chelsea. Intricate passing in a difficult area. And they've opened up the room, and every time they do that, the cries of shoot from the Chelsea fans who've travelled here. Beever-Jones waiting in a good position, won't get to that one. And West Ham won't prevent the corner. There is a lovely fluidity about Chelsea, though.
Yeah, and something that's so impressive in these first 20 minutes is just the speed of play, the switch of play. Chelsea have got the ability to switch the point of attack and open up the pitch, and West Ham are struggling with that speed of play and movement.
Cuthbert to see what she can deliver. And it's beyond everybody in black for Chelsea. And Ueki is there to get the ball away, but it won't be too long before Chelsea head back into attacking areas, and there are plenty still forward from the corner that happened only moments ago. Gorry tries to tidy things up, always looked like an important role for her today, sat in front of that West Ham defence, but it's here where Chelsea have smothered and smothered. Aggie Beaver-Jones turning the ball on. Now Rutin Carnerud. Lovely feet from Jean-Francois. It is almost mesmerising from Chelsea. Well, you got the sense when Chelsea played in the Champions League last season that if they wanted to push on for the one competition that proves to be elusive, they would have to make some changes after they were completely outplayed in the matchup against Barcelona. And we are seeing a bit of experimentation with the setup from Bonpastor. This setup appears to be working quite nicely for them so far.
It does, yeah, and you can just see the quality and depth that they've got inside, the technical and tactical proficiency and IQ. It's just the players taking up different roles, and Sonia Bombasta has been clear she'd like to convert that domestic dominance into European success. And if they continue playing like this, with the amount of ball speed and the execution and the ruthlessness that they've shown in front of goal today, I think we may certainly see this in the upcoming future.
Well, Asai has a free kick here, and she delivers in, but it's a familiar sight as Millie Bright is well placed to head the ball away. And it took a while, the whistle, but it does arrive, and Chelsea will get themselves a free kick. The referee had a long, hard think about that. There was a pull on the hair of Alyssa Thompson. Well, if it was a pull on the hair, that's very dirty tactics, we shall see.
Yeah, we can see just coming together there, and yeah, it's just a little bit sinister. The referee makes a good call there and good decision.
And it's a yellow card for Ines Balumu. Well, Chelsea are frustrating West Ham, and that is perhaps no surprise, because they, as Jess said just moments ago, have been relentless so far.
They have. I think something that, you know, West Ham probably needs to take a little look at is that, you know, set pieces and dead ball situations will be key for them today. And they had a great opportunity, but it'll be crucial for them to take advantage of these set pieces as much as they can, especially when they're doing a lot of work without the ball.
Well, Rhian Skinner was pretty frustrated after the game against Brighton in the Barclays Women's Super League last weekend, and said if we're not going to fight in our 1v1 battles and we don't stick to the game plan, then we will have problems. And I very much doubt she'll be too happy with what she's seen so far. A very sluggish start here from West Ham, but a chance here to get some tactical inspiration across towards the players, and maybe an opportunity to switch things up a bit here.
Yeah, I think Rhian will be constantly assessing what she can do to change what's happening on the pitch. I think, you know, West Ham, they're passive, predictable at times, and they look a bit shaky and slow and static. So something needs to change.
Well, that is a fairly damning statistic in many respects, although West Ham did hit the post. But Chelsea, with only 25 minutes of the game gone, have already had 9 shots on goal. They are ferocious when they are in this kind of mood.
They've been absolutely excellent in every area of the pitch. I think, you know, they've been quick, aggressive to win the ball back and put out fires when necessary and needed. When they have lost the ball, they've just been so quick to react and dominate, and I think West Ham are struggling with that intensity.
Well, this was the goal that got things started. What a strike it was from Beaver-Jones. The seconds didn't take too long to arrive. Rutin Carnerud from close range. And then Erin Cuthbert with something very special indeed to make it 3.
They're all absolutely magnificent goals, all different types of goals as well, and it just shows you from all over the pitch, different goal scorers. That's what you want, people and individuals and a team when they're playing well, that you can rely on different people to score different goals.
Well, they really do have that. You only have to look at the Chelsea bench. Macario, Sam Kerr, Guru Wrighton. And that is a bench that still doesn't have Lauren James.
Yeah, when you just look at that quality in the side and, you know, just the technicians that they're having on the bench, it's, yeah, when you look at that from a West Ham perspective, at any moment, any of them players can come on and make a even bigger difference.
Hannah Hampton, one of the heroes of the summer, on towards Millie Bright, who decided not to be there, needed a recharge, had an injury as well. Hasn't she looked very sharp indeed since her return? Back in a Chelsea shirt and back to her very best, I would say.
Yeah, I certainly agree. She's looked great, calm, composed on the ball. I think just her leadership as well, and she's got that ability, passing range, to find passes and penetrate. And it's just great to see her back performing.
She said she spent most of the England games pacing up and down, but I think most of us did, Jess.
Yeah, certainly. What an exciting tournament that was, but incredible one to watch, and really proud of the Lionesses.
It must have felt a bit different for you as a former international. Does that make a bit of a difference?
Yeah, it does. In a sense, you're living through them. Of course, us veterans, we laid the foundations, but it was great to see the Lionesses.
Lovely touch from Beaver Jones. Chelsea are at it again. Well, it was all rather desperate back there from West Ham, but Vika Kaptein eventually is challenged. The ball is swept away. It will be a Chelsea corner, though.
Yeah, just that tight passing again and speed of play, but West Ham do really, really well to recover that. It's a really important intervention.
Up come the cavalry from the back. Bit of a push in there, but the referee hasn't blown a whistle for it. Millie Bright's header up into the air, and the game will have to stop for the head injury. Of course, there is protocol. And it's Asay who felt the effects of a bump.
Yeah, looks like there was a little bit of tussling in the box there. And of course, if it's a head injury, it's really important that the player's well-being is paramount.
Well, there would have been teams within the Barclays Women's Super League, the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United, who today would have been really praying that West Ham would be able to do them a massive favour. But instead, Chelsea have gone the other way.
Yeah, certainly. They've really, really stepped up the game. When I've looked at some of the previous performances from Chelsea, it was the speed of play. Sometimes they necessarily didn't execute. You know, they always dominate in possession, and you don't expect West Ham to go into this game as favourites. But one thing I didn't expect is this many goals in such short amount of time.
Especially not after such an impressive performance in the League Cup in the week. Looks as though we are just about ready to get back underway. "15 minutes to go until the break. The approach from Chelsea since scoring the third has been to chase on for even more. And there doesn't seem to be any sign of let-up as far as that is concerned. That is the challenge for West Ham.
Yeah, I think just their collective work and commitment to pressing really makes this Chelsea team a force of nature.
Well, it's one to chase, but it's one that Millie Bright will get to first. And look at the pace here from Alyssa Thompson. Wonderful driving run, a super pass, nice take by Rutin Karnerud. Got the ball out from under her feet really well. Unable to trouble Shamik too much, though, with the effort on goal.
Yeah, it's great play by Thompson. We know what she can do. Young player, rising talent. She's quick.
Well, that was late from Millie Bright. Challenge on Ueki. Draws the whistle from the referee and also a yellow card.
Yeah, just misjudges that one, Millie Bright does. But this is where West Ham need to take advantage of these dead ball situations. Can they get the ball into an area what's going to cause Chelsea problems?
Well, score here, and that really would change the course of the game, you feel. They are without Martinez, who is on the bench. She would have been ideal in this kind of scenario.
Yeah, certainly. I think Essay as well. I think she's a threat on set pieces, so we can see she's standing over the ball here, so hopefully she can put it into a good area and West Ham can attack this ball and make something of it.
Zadorsky and Nystrom waiting for the chance as Essay looks to deliver. Decent enough ball, but it's Cuthbert who gets the head to it.
Yeah, I think in that situation there, you want to be beating the first player. She'd be disappointed that she didn't put that into a better area, but Cuthbert does really well. She anticipates it and she gets across.
Will be a corner. Nice spell of pressure for West Ham. Not really seen that too often in this game.
No, and these are the opportunities that they need to take. They need to be calm, composed when putting in these set pieces because they need to make something of it.
Say again. That's not a bad header back into a dangerous area. Gorry has a swing but can't turn it goalwards. Never really looked as though she had the angle set to get there. Oh, Millie Bright allowed it to bounce and then decided to make a rather bizarre decision to clear that one away. Hannah Hampton was coming to get there.
Yeah, just miscommunication. But better from West Ham. They're starting to press a little bit more collectively with numbers and they're forcing a couple of errors.
Well, it's better from West Ham in midfield. A little bit more tenacity.
Yeah, they just need to continue to get into the ball quicker, tighter.
Cuthbert's going to have another go. Tiziak there to charge down and prevent her scoring another. Chelsea are still able to get the ball into the area, even though it was cleared away. As you said earlier, they do have so many different avenues to goals.
They do, and Erin Cuthbert, what she's doing incredibly well, she's dropping into that midfield area and it's forcing the back line to drop.
That's a good chase back by Bjorn. Challenge not to the referee's liking. Bjorn will be penalised here.
Yeah, it's cleverly done by Denton. She did really well just to get her body across and draw the foul.
Reshuffling. Captain does well to keep hold of the ball for Chelsea. Trying to open up a bit more space. So have a look on this side. Here is Natalie Bjorn, Swedish international, who had such a heartbreaking summer, of course, but no time to dwell on things. Football returns and is back pretty quickly, only 6 weeks after the tournament and the league's kicking off.
Yeah, and football, it changes so frequently and quick, and you've got to jump from one game to the other and just refocus your mentality onto the next game. And
here is Thompson. Trying to luck, and wide it went. Well, a quick look back on this incident from earlier on in the game, the pull on the hair by Ines Balumo in the match, proving to be fairly pivotal as she was then sent off. So West Ham in a really tough position here. Bit of fight arriving from Gorry, who makes her way through midfield, but she went for the ambitious. Would have had to have been pretty special to beat Hannah Hampton from there. What a week for her, by the way. Won the Ashing Trophy for the best women's goalkeeper in the world at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Very special year for Hannah Hampton.
she brings so much quality, not just to the Chelsea team, but she's a key figure now in the WSL and on the international stage, and she's a fantastic player to watch.
I think everybody knows her backstory as well, but you know, being so courageous, and I mean, must be such an inspiration to so many people, not just for the way that she plays on the pitch, but for everything she's experienced off it too. Here is Uweki. And Uweki driving, and Millie Bright is in the way, and she manages to make the challenge, and Chelsea instantly looking to sprint up to the other end. And it's Erin Cuthbert, who is always so full of energy, who drives that ball away and gets Chelsea away from trouble.
Yeah, Erin Cuthbert, she's just such an engine. You know, she brings that, you know, defensive nature as well, but she's got that attacking thirst, as we've seen with that great finish.
Bjorn's long ball over the top, and Captain would chase, but she won't get to that one. That was a big challenge. And Uweki went flying in, but she doesn't come away with the ball. And Captain trying to feed it through towards Aggie Beaver-Jones. Running the channel, unable to get in. And it feels as though Chelsea have backed off of the pace ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think what's happened, I think with West Ham being a player down, they've had to tuck in a little bit tighter in certain areas and drop into that little bit of a lower block and make it a little bit more difficult for Chelsea.
Well, there's an elbow there for Tiziak, but the referee allows the game to flow. And that is a fabulous block to deny Captain the chance to add another. Not a nice collision, though, here on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, it looks like a really nasty one. Both players look really hurt. just Aggie Beaver-Jones and Tiziak colliding. Looks like a painful one.
What followed afterwards, once the ball went into the penalty area, though, was a really brilliant sliding challenge from Shalina Zadorsky, I think, to take the ball away.
Yeah, Zadorsky just using her intelligence there, even though, you know, seeing her teammates go down and just making sure that she's still switched on and alert.
Well, as is very likely, a few nervous faces watching on. We have Sam Kerr there. Might be able to get in on the action again, and Guru Wrighton sat next to her. As we said earlier, not a bad bench for Chelsea.
Incredible bench if you just look at the quality and, you know, the players that they can bring on to influence this game and potentially take it up another gear. It'd be great to see Sam Kerr as well coming back from that ACL injury. She obviously scored on her first appearance back from that. So I think she'll be eager to make another appearance and potentially get another goal.
Well, we are just about ready to get back underway. It will be a Chelsea corner, and it will be taken here by Erin Cuthbert. And Cuthbert curls in to the back of the area where Bright was waiting. Tried to send it back into a dangerous area, and then tried something acrobatic, but the whistle had already gone.
You can see that was worked on the training ground to hit that back post area for Millie Bright to recycle the ball back in, but it just didn't quite make it work on that occasion.
Big challenge by Millie Bright, who thunders through to get there. That's a really lovely ball. West Ham into a very positive position, although Anouk Denson unable to do too much with it, just lost her balance as she got there. Well tracked by Rutin Karnerud.
Yeah, they were a bit disappointed with that. West Ham found themselves in a really, really good position, in a good area. And Denton should have really done better in that situation.
Say with the challenge, takes the ball away. Well, Gori thought that she was away. The referee had a different idea. Thompson making her first WSL start today. What have you made of her performance?
I think she's done great. I think she's tenacious, she's looked really good. She's picked up them pockets of space in between, kind of in central areas as well. And I mentioned before how, you know, majority of the players, they've just got that ability and IQ just to take up different roles in different positions, and it's causing so many problems for West Ham.
Captime picks up the clearance away. And Rutin Karnerud has a look to see what she can do. Stood up here by Anouk Denson, and she was unfair in her pursuit of the ball. And it's a free kick that goes West Ham's way. A few sarcastic claps from the home faithful here when they received the whistle.
Denton did really incredibly well there. Up against Karnerud, good player, but she used her intellect there just to get a body across the player and in between the ball. She did really, really well.
Beaver-Jones gets to the byline, tried one with the outside of the boot, would have been really nice had it come off, but she was unable to find the runners. And it's straight into the arms of Schmidt, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Agabiva Jones, she found herself in a really, really good position there. And she actually took her time, and that's what you want. You want that composure, but she just didn't find the right execution.
Erin Cuthbert did think about heading backwards, but she's going to go in the opposite direction. Just before half-time, here comes Chelsea again, looking for another. And it was crying out for a touch in the middle, but there was nobody there to meet it.
It was such a great ball into the box, and it was an awkward one for defenders to defend. It just needed someone just to attack it.
Well, this is what the best teams so often do. They ramp up just before half-time. Millie Bright floats one across towards Rutin Carnerud. Off she goes, tried her luck. Touch was a bit too heavy. Still chasing it though.
Yeah, I just feel West Ham, they just need to stay concentrated, stay organised, disciplined. I think, you know, going in at half-time, you know, they just need to regroup and get back to trying to frustrate Chelsea.
Beaver Jones, who's had such an unbelievable start to this season. Cross towards Berman. And now Alyssa Thompson gliding past one, delivers the ball in. And Tiziak is able to clear. All right, Beaver Jones on the volley. And given everything that she's produced so far this season, you saw absolutely no reason why that might end up nestling in the back of the net, but it's right at the goalkeeper in the end, Shamik.
She's sharp, full of confidence, instinctive.
And it's not too long before Chelsea are at it again, and that is a lovely pass. The defence splits open, Rutin Carnerud into the area, and it just won't drop for Erin Cuthbert. It's another nearly moment for Chelsea.
Yeah, just the speed of thought and play there, just to see that space and that gap to play in between the fullback and the centre half. It's just the last final ball, the end product. Nobody's there to attack the ball.
Big header by Kira Walsh, and Rutin Carnerud heading for goal, lays the ball off, and Chelsea crack the post. Well, you just wonder, had the pass from Rutin Carnerud gone left instead of right, whether or not they would have been in for goal number 4.
Yeah, she had a decision to make there, but it's, you know, for me, what's so impressive is that this Chelsea team are not taking the foot off the gas. They're still looking for more goals, and unlucky there not to see that hit the back of the net.
It's Rutin Carnerud again, floating one to the back of the area. And Thompson gave chase, but she was unable to get there. It has gone out here for a West Ham goal kick. We are 5 minutes into additional time at the end of the first half. There will be a minimum of 7. Well, what does she say in the dressing room at half-time?
I think she's going to be assessing what she can change and implement. And of course, this West Ham team, they'll be disappointed going in at half-time, conceding that many goals. And, you know, something that's been a theme for West Ham so far this season in the WSL, they're conceding goals. So foundationally, they just need to be a little bit more concentrated and connected out of possession. And especially on the transitions, they need to be quicker to put out them fires.
And there have been a lot of fires for them in the first half here.
It certainly has, and I think if you just look at the quality as well, and at times in that midfield area, they've just taken up different roles with Kira Walsh being at the base of the midfield, but then you've got Thompson that comes in into the wide areas, into central positions, and it's just causing a heap of problems.
Berman came across to cover. And Sonia Bonpastor, who has been questioned over the course of the last week about the unconvincing performances from her team so far. Anything but unconvincing in the first half here. Well, look at the room. Bjorn surging forward, looking for the pass in behind. It is a good recovery in the end. Anouk Denson managed to get back. Millie Bright can chest that one down. And Siren might need a helping hand here. She has to go all the way home. Well, Chelsea here have been at their relentless best. They came flying out of the blocks and they've scored some really special goals. Aggie Beavers-Jones got us up and running with a wonderful free kick. Carnerud on the end of a wonderful flowing team move. And then Erin Cuthbert sent one swerving into the back of the net. It was a beauty. West Ham 0, Chelsea 3 at the break.
That's poorly given away, through to Morgan, slides it in for Arsenal. Aston Villa punished for passing out from the back. It is Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 0.
This is what Arsenal are so good at. They're so good at pressing. Very, very difficult for Villa to get out here, but they proceed to play short balls. It's the French player, Delon, just giving the ball away, and that obviously Bo Kearns under pressure, can't handle it. And Arsenal say thank you very much.
Daly turns the ball to Salmon, and that's surely a free kick Aston Villa's way. Emily Fox just completely taking out Salmon.
It was an accident, nothing on purpose, but it's still a card for me.
And a good position for a free kick. And it's left for Wilms, who goes for goal, and it's behind for a goal kick. Did Daphne van Domselaar get a touch there?
Yeah, it's definitely a corner. Good save.
In from McCabe, Mead at the back post, slips it across, and Mornham can't quite find the finish from about a yard out.
Nobody moved. It's Rachel Daly just closed off. I'm not sure she even sees Beth Mead back there. It's way too easy.
Kirsty Hansen on at half-time in a race with Katie Reid, and she's won that race. Ball across, finds Grant, and it's an inch or so wide of the post. Aston Villa create a really good chance, and Kirsty Hansen, the substitute, at the heart of that.
Yeah, and this is what she brings. She's very, very strong at running. And, you know, we've seen Katie Reid. Katie Reid hasn't got beaten in a 1v1, especially in a foot race. That's the first time we've seen that pretty much this season. Kirsty Hansen really well, and Chastity Grant, it does get to her eventually. And so close to that far post.
Out to Mead. Slides it back into Emily Fox, who can't quite.
What a tackle. It was excellent. Fox, I would say, deserves a goal. I think, again, she's been excellent, but it's an absolutely brilliant recovery tackle from Wilms.
Casey McCabe forcing a strong hand from Sabrina D'Angelo. We know how powerful Casey McCabe is at striking the football.
Yeah, she can score some goals.
Gonna have bodies forward here. Thomas hooks it in, headed on by Kearns. Too close to Van Domselaar, but Arsenal allowing Villa to have chances late in this game.
Absolutely. Something that they can't be comfortable with.
And Wilms goes for goal, and Van Domselaar had to be alert to tip that over.
Well, that was cheeky. That was very cheeky. I would not be happy about that if I were Van Domselaar.
Not convincing from Arsenal. Delivery in from Wilms. Breaks and it's in! Aston Villa find the leveller late on. Lucy Parker with the final touch. And Arsenal have let all 3 points go at the end of this game. Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 1.
I actually can't believe that this has happened. I can't believe it. It's a poor goal to concede, though, you have to say. But what a finish to this game. Incredible.
Well, what a start it was for Chelsea here after just 8 minutes. A special strike from Aggie Beaver-Jones.
Yeah, dead ball situation and composed, clinical, and she just executes it perfectly.
And in many ways, that set the tone. But West Ham, well, they had their chance. Lovely break here. Awakey on Seguri. She fired in, and had that gone in, this could well have been a very different game.
Yeah, and you know, the opportunities are there for West Ham. They've got players, dangerous players that can hurt Chelsea, but it's just that clinical cutting edge.
Certainly had the beating of Hannah Hampton, but then Chelsea ramped things up. Captain got the ball on the left, lovely feed from her, and a fabulous run from Rutsin Carnaroot, who completely lost Balumu, and Chelsea had to.
Yeah, sharp, smart, clinical, and just to find the space there. I think West Ham just got caught ball watching.
And then they gave the ball away to a player you really don't want to give the ball away to in this kind of position, Erin Cuthbert. And what a special hit from her.
Expertly taken, and we spoke about them gaps in midfield, and she just got so much room to drive and hit the ball with such finesse past the glove of the keeper.
Chelsea flexing their muscles big time in the first half. And then things all started to bubble up. Frustration from West Ham, and Balumu, with a pull on the hair of Alyssa Thompson, was given a red card.
Yeah, and of course, you need to be smarter in these situations. You know, to be sent off in a game with this much pressure, and they're absorbing a lot of pressure at the minute. They need as many bodies on the pitch as possible.
And Chelsea then went hunting, looking for more. This was the closest they came. And Captain rattled the post. Chelsea up by 3 after the first 45.
Playing for West Ham is everything. It's become like home here. Every time I step on the field, I give absolutely everything I have. I'm Katrina Gorry. I'm a midfielder and I play for West Ham United. I love defending, kind of have just a never say die attitude. Always push myself to the limits. You know, I'm quite a strong player. I love slide tackling. I'm also quite a creative player, so I like to put balls through, hopefully have a few assists on the way.
Gorry, Martinez, 2-0.
Our team culture is amazing. Everyone gets along. We spend quite a lot of time together, obviously at the field, but off the field as well. I feel like we really support each other, not just with football stuff, but with anything anyone's going through. My younger self, I would talk to people, but I would stick to myself a lot. And I think having kids now, I've become much more nurturing. I really care about the younger players, how they're settling in and making sure everyone's comfortable and happy in the environment. What made me fall in love with football is just the team environment. I think, you're all striving for one goal and everyone's there to make each other better. I think from the moment I stood on a football pitch, I knew it was my game. You kind of get down and dirty, but you're always together and you're helping each other through all the challenges. My biggest thing personally that I want to achieve is to play consistent football, keeping the team together, making sure we are always pulling in the same direction and making sure that every game we're progressing. It's been incredible to be in London and I think play football. In Australia, football's not as well known, but it's crazy to see like little 2-year-olds supporting a team that has been in the family for so long. Like, it's just not something I've ever experienced in Australia, but quite cool to see. West Ham has become my family, my community, and probably my reason for enjoying football again.
Palms are sweating.
Hey guys, this is Ask a Baller. So I'll start. The question is, I've moved to a new city. Any tips for helping me make friends?
Oh, well this is good because this was me too. Do you know what I actually did? When I moved to Munich, I decided I can't just have football friends. I need to branch out there and make new friends. So I actually joined a Facebook group that was like making friends in Munich, and there was different people there.
This is actually kind of funny because I feel like this is my life. Let's just say sometimes it takes people a little longer than others.
You were like a hermit.
So don't stay in your flat.
You were studying a lot, that was your excuse. But when you were ready to flourish, you put yourself out there.
How do I impress my dates who's really into football?
Who's really into football?
Yeah. I think that you should take a ball to your local park and you should 1v1.
So that you play for Brighton.
Semi? Ooh. Well, make sure they're worth impressing. Like, don't just impress to impress. Like, if you actually like this person, okay, then cool. But figure out what their favorite team is, their favorite players, do a little following, a little social media, glancing. Nope, glancing, not stalking, just peeking.
How do I choose what I want to be when I grow up?
I don't even know what I want to be when I grow up yet after playing football.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is just trying a little bit of everything.
Yeah, finding what you like's the most difficult thing first.
I'm an Arsenal fan. My girlfriend supports Chelsea. How do we stay true to our clubs and keep the peace at home?
I think a good rivalry in a relationship is fun. I love it.
Okay.
I thrive in that.
Maybe don't talk about your club at home then, because probably you will argue then.
True.
So I would say, if you're just home, be with your partner. Just be nice to each other. Don't talk about Arsenal, don't talk about Chelsea.
Yeah.
And if you go to Arsenal or Chelsea, then you go with your friends and then you can talk about it all day.
What if Arsenal are playing Chelsea?
Just sit separate. Don't be next to each other.
Spend the week apart.
Yeah, and maybe if it's in the weekend, just sleep somewhere else.
Yeah.
We are back out then for the second half of West Ham United against Chelsea. And Chelsea were superb in the first half. And they didn't really show any signs of letting up at all. And you wonder what their approach will be and how it will change in the second half. Joined by Jess Clark, formerly of England international, 51 caps. They were a joy to watch in the first half.
They certainly was, just the quality and the directness that they showed. And I think West Ham, you know, conceding multiple goals, they look really fragile after conceding, but Chelsea just took full advantage of the gaps that appeared on the pitch. And of course, I think Sanya Bombasé should be saying the same. Do the same, be ruthless, be direct.
Well, she has recently, in the early stages of this season, Sonia Bompastor, become known for a bit of a half-time reshuffle. We shall see the approach here. You do wonder, with the players all having played recently in a major tournament, whether or not she is just managing the load of the players, or whether it's with one eye on all of the games that will come for them as they get into the latter stages of competitions in the later months of the campaign.
I think just the versatility that this squad offers is just fantastic. And I think as when you're managing a big squad like Chelsea with lots of key figure players, it's about feeling valued and feeling a part of the journey, and every player can step into a role and execute their positions really well, and they've demonstrated that today.
Well, this would be the comeback of comebacks if West Ham were to do something from here, given that they have 10 on the field after the sending off of Balumu in the first half. And Chelsea will look to start the second half much the same as they did the first, with their foot on the gas, with the pressure on. Well, West Ham have defended pretty well there, stolen the ball back. And here is Asay, who can sprint away. She's found Uweki, heavy touch from her, but she has found her way through. Towards Siren, couldn't smuggle the ball through midfield.
Yeah, and Uweki just probably needs to be better in them positions of holding up the ball, because transitions will be key and they'll need that focal point, West Ham, just to take the pressure off. Otherwise, they're going to be inviting lots of pressure onto them.
Well, Kinga Schmick may have been hoping to make a bit of an impression here. Has Megan Walsh waiting in the wings and can always step in to play the goalkeeper role. Not too much that she could do about any of the goals.
No, I think she just needs that little bit more protection from her defence, but you know, you can't take away the quality of what Chelsea have displayed so far in that final third. They've been super clinical.
We have been impressed by Thompson in her first Barclays Women's Super League start. Kira Walsh with the pass. And it was Oriane Jean-Francois who poured into a good position. Her first start in the league of the season, and she's won a corner.
Yeah, she's done incredibly well there, and I think just her willingness and directness to get forward and cleverly get a set piece. You know, Chelsea have got lots of aerial threats that they can take advantage of.
Cuthbert looking to turn provider this time. Chelsea attack it with some gusto, and they're not done yet either. Kira Walsh sees her effort well deflected away. Wide it goes for another corner.
Yeah, Kira Walsh just picking up a good position, and as a West Ham defender, you just want to get your body in the way and just direct it away from goal.
Cuthbert again, a corner from the opposite side, and it's flicked away by Uweki. Rutin Carnarud, who looked very sharp in the first half. Foul on Cuthbert, but the referee allows the game to flow, and Chelsea rattle the side netting. Nearly number 4. The angle was always tight, though.
Yeah, it was really good link-up play down that right-hand side. Just Erin Cuthbert just cleverly. You can see what she's doing. You can see drawing the foul. Just couldn't get the shot on target.
No signs of Chelsea backing off, that is for sure. Clever play by Gorry. Here is Denson. Well, that one felt pretty painful even from here.
As West Ham find themselves in a good position there, but you can just see Chelsea, they're just so aggressive to get numbers back. It was great to see there, Carnarud getting back in and fulfilling her defensive duties and just, you know, stifles that attack and stops that progressive play forward from West Ham.
Erin Cuthbert will probably have a mark like a paintball gun as hits her tomorrow. Here is Berman. And Thompson slips at the vital moment. Interesting one. Berman made a debut against Leicester last time out, Dutch defender from PSV. Arrived on deadline day last season and then went back to the Netherlands on loan. Gets another chance here. Given all of the talent in the squad, she's done really well to make her way into this team. Gorry again is leading the charge. And she's won a free kick here for West Ham. And it's a yellow for Natalie Björn.
Barm just gets herself caught there and is just desperate to try and get back in, and she's giving away a naive foul.
West Ham trying to make things interesting here. And Essay will be the one who will send in. She'll get the flick on as well. Amber Tiziak, the one rising to meet it inside the penalty area, just off target, but only just.
Yeah, it was a good ball in. Tiziak does well, she rises high, but she just can't direct that on target.
Well, Siren's done really well to navigate through the Chelsea midfield, but the move doesn't lead to too much. Might do here. Uweki's pass doesn't reach, though. And it's well anticipated by Millie Bright, who glides away skillfully with the ball and works the ball out to Captain, who had pulled into an offside position. How about that, though, from Millie Bright?
Millie Bright, she does really, really well, and that's what she does well. She's aggressive, she steps in, wins the ball back, and then just the, you know, the confidence, the drive, the determination to drive Chelsea forward.
Leading by example. But the flag was then raised. Uweki's touch, and Essay will try her luck. It was dipping, but not quite quickly enough, and it goes over the top of the bar.
Yeah, it does, and Essay, West Ham will be relying on her experience today. She's quick, she's hard-working, and when she gets herself in positions like that, she can cause problems, but she just didn't get her head over it on that one. Really needs to be testing Hannah Hampton there.
Got some really wonderful forward players, West Ham, and when you look at the team, it was perhaps no surprise the run that they went on at the end of last season. Was and has been such a surprise to see them right down at the bottom at the beginning of this campaign.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with the form so far, but you can see what Rhian Skinner's trying to
to implement. And you can see little phases of play and little glimpses of play, but it's just that last ball, that end product and the transitions, it's just not sharp as Chelsea today, but you can certainly see they've got a lot of potential.
Chelsea trying something clever. They've lost it here though, and it's Asai who drives away with it, but she was quickly surrounded by Chelsea players. Carnaran's give and go. Cuthbert sets her free. Nice cross in, stooping header away. Perfectly timed. Nice build-up from Chelsea. It doesn't lead to a goal on this occasion.
Yeah, and they're doing that really well in wide areas, and that's what Chelsea do. They try and play in wide areas and overload them wide areas, and they're getting themselves in some very good positions.
Really intriguing fixture coming up very soon for Chelsea. Their next match in the Barclays Women's Super League, 3rd of October, when they will meet Manchester United. Looks as though that will be first against second, unless something dramatic happens here. Cuthbert not so happy with the decision, but it will be a free kick for West Ham.
Yeah, Gorey does really well here. She recognises that she hasn't got numbers in support and manages to get a set piece in a dangerous position.
Well, we have seen some special goals from her since she arrived in the Barclays Women's Super League. Asai with a chance to add another to her back catalogue. And she's gone for it, and it certainly was a test for Hannah Hampson. And it's Millie Bright who gets there to deny Aweki the opportunity to score on the follow-up.
It's such an excellent strike, really tests Hannah Hampton's concentration here. And she deals with it really, really well.
Thought we were about to see another wonder goal. We've had a few of those already today. West Ham corner. And it doesn't quite come through to Phil Morgan, who was making an excellent run. They scored some really wonderful goals, West Ham, in the League Cup in the week. Two of the players who they have on the bench, Pavi and Wandela, with exquisite strikes, and you wonder how long before the move is made to bring them onto the field here.
I think Rianne Skinner will be certainly thinking about them what-if moments. The talent that she's got on the bench, and I think looking at the game, she may have to make some decisions, just to ask questions of the Chelsea back line.
And on the other hand, she may not actually make attacking moves in the game, because by the end of the season, goal difference might prove to be so important. And with that WSL playoff match that's going to take place for the bottom team, that's something I'm sure that Rianne Skinner will be eager to avoid. Here comes Phil Morgan, always so full of running. Also scored a wonderful goal in the League Cup match this week against Charlton. Kind of went a bit under the radar because some of the others were so good. Chasing after the ball here. We'll get to the byline and we'll win a corner.
You know, this West Ham team, they've got players that can create opportunities and ask questions. and find themselves in good positions. But the difference between the two sides is, you know, just that football intelligence, the gaps, and I think West Ham, they've just been so expansive at times. And, you know, Chelsea have got players that have got that intellect to drop into them pockets.
West Ham have loaded up the back post here, but it's Chelsea who get the ball away. It was Aggie Beever-Jones who was able to flick it clear. Still pushing though, West Ham. Tizzy at the target, she won't get there either. Now a bit of a foot race as Aggie Beever-Jones tries to get clear, but she won't get there ahead of Anouk Denton. Chelsea are waiting to make some changes here. And now they will get the chance to make them. Half an hour remaining. The first to go, Orion Jean-Francois. First start for her in the league this season, and I don't think Sonia Bonpastor will have any concerns about starting her again. Good energy, good movement, replaced here by Guru Ryson. And Alyssa Thompson, first start in the Barclays Women's Super League. Lovely energy from her. We spoke about her a lot in the first half. And Sandy Baltimore, who had such a brilliant season last time around, comes on. And Aggie Beever-Jones, well, she definitely made her mark on this game. A curling strike to make it 4 goals in 4 league games to start the season. And it really did set the tone for Chelsea. Never look back from here. Shining pretty brightly at the start of this season, Aggie Beever-Jones.
She's done incredibly well, exceptionally well, and as a striker, that's what you want. You want to get your season off to a good start and get that momentum in front of goal, and she's certainly done that, so she'll be really pleased with her performance today.
And it's Macario who comes on in her place. Things certainly don't get too much easier here for West Ham. Wrighton, Baltimore and Macario onto the field for the final half an hour. Baltimore drives out towards the left-hand side. Has been playing a bit deeper at the start of this season, but she's come on and it's a light-for-light change with Alyssa Thompson moving on.
Yeah, she's such a versatile player, not just defensively, but offensively as well. She's got that ability to drive forward and cause problems. She's such an exceptional player.
Feels as though she's been around for an absolute age, but she's actually not that young, not that old, is she, Sandy Baltimore?
No, she's not, but she plays with so much experience.
Rutin Carnerud tries the skillful approach, a couple of step-overs, then the cut-back. Macario into the action. And given the competition for Chelsea, you would imagine that if you do come on, you will be looking to make a big impression because you are playing for your place. Playing amongst players who certainly have made an impression from the start. Macario with a lovely flick, gets it back on towards Captine, and it just won't sit for the chance for Chelsea, and West Ham get the ball away.
Yeah, West Ham done really well to smother that because it's such good, intricate play, and it's a shame it didn't come to anything. But that's what this Chelsea team can do. They can find passes in tight spaces.
Baltimore looks for the pass in behind. Doesn't find that, yet to get up to the rhythm of the game. This is the best performance that we've seen from Chelsea, though, this season, I would say. I mean, they were good on the opening day against Manchester City, but it wasn't as fluid and as connected as we've seen in this performance here.
Agreed. Just the circulation of the ball, the speed, the tempo, and they've just taken full advantage in the positions when they found the positions on the pitch, but just the speed of thought and the awareness and the proficiency as well, just to execute and be ruthless in front of goal.
Bon Pastor slips the pass. Macario is away. That's a really lovely touch. Big save, though, to deny her the opportunity to get on the score sheet. West Ham passing away at the back. Nearly got themselves in more danger. Say certainly meant that one. Has conceded a corner.
And it all comes down this right-hand side. Skillfully done there by Macario. She's so quick and intelligent with her feet.
Chelsea's corner is turned out for another. Canadian international Shelina Zadorsky patrolling that area at the front post. Decent delivery, and Aweki not taking any risks when she's back there. Happy to glance that one away for another corner kick.
Yeah, Chelsea are putting the ball in some really, really good areas.
Another fine delivery in. Gorry is there to get rid of that one. Cuthbert can't find a way through the West Ham resistance on this occasion. Well, there they are, those swift passes from Chelsea again. Macario into an area, but waiting in that area is Shelina Zadorsky again, and the Canadian international gets that one clear.
Yeah, Zadorsky, she's not quite sure what's behind her, so she just puts that out of play. But West Ham just need to stay organised and stay concentrated.
More work to do here for the West Ham goalkeeper, Shamik. And there was a huge shriek as Erin Cuthbert was about to take this on the volley. Not to be for her on this occasion. Well, in many respects, West Ham are playing for a bit of pride here in the second half. And we are 20 minutes in, and they have yet to concede in this second half. Bit more stubborn. Bit more like it.
Yeah, they've looked a little bit more solid out of possession in terms of the distances. A bit eclipses the first half performance that we're seeing in that respect. There's not as many gaps for Chelsea to exploit.
For Sonia Bon Pastor, there will be, well, some delight, because the Champions League matches are on the horizon. They are not too far away. Chelsea into their groove. Bang on time. Almost like she did it on purpose.
Well, this is what you want to see. You want to see your players performing the way they are today.
Rutin Carnaruds, ball in towards Wrighton. And that is a fabulous challenge to deny her and to whip the ball away. It's Nystrom who gets there. And goal number 4 will have to wait.
It's a fabulous ball in. And Nystrom does really, really well. A really important intervention because that's on target.
Chelsea's corner doesn't make it beyond the front post. An uncomfortable stretch for Fia Morgan. Round 2. Macario's ball is given the same treatment. Zadorsky there. Chance to break away. Cuthbert not allowing that, not for a second.
Yeah, and that's what Chelsea are doing really well. They're keeping West Ham pinned in on them transitions. They're quick to get numbers behind the ball, as we're just seeing in that instance there. Cuthbert winning the ball back in that midfield area.
Millie Bright floats the diagonal ball across field. Those balls that West Ham weren't getting to in the first half and weren't defending well enough, they are getting to them in the second half. They are a bit more aggressive in their approach.
They're certainly looking a lot more organised out of possession. The question is now, what can they do when they get the ball back? Can they pin the ball and invite numbers forward so they can generate some attacks?
It's a massive run of games coming up for West Ham, who have Aston Villa here at home next. They're through on goal now, and they have a chance to pull one back in the game, and they don't take the chance, and Hannah Hampton makes a fabulous stop with her feet to deny Fionn Morgan.
And Morgan found herself in a really, really good position there, 1v1 situation, but Hannah Hampton, she does what she does best, and she makes the save. She gets down and anticipates.
And Macario at the other end skips a challenge, delivers in, and just like that, up to the other ends. Chelsea take advantage of a big miss here from West Ham, and they score goal number 4.
And that's what Macario brings to the pitch. She's quick, she's decisive, and that ball into the box there is an easy finish, just to direct that into the back of the goal, and it's all well worked by Macario. She does fantastically well. She's done excellent since she's been on the pitch.
Well, she does ever so well here to get beyond the challenge. Look at that, wonderful feat. Has a look up, cat's in there waiting, pokes into the corner. In a flash, Chelsea work it from front to back. The best teams will punish your missed opportunities, and that is what Chelsea do.
And what she does really, really well is that run across Nystrom, just drags her out and creates that space for Captain to go and finish. Just the intelligence and the speed of thought.
And Chelsea now make the changes. And Sam Kerr is one of those. A Chelsea legend. And I'm sure Chelsea fans will be thinking Sam Kerr scoring goal number 5 has a lovely ring to it.
Yeah, well, she brings so much quality to the field, and we know what a ruthless threat she can be in them central areas in front of goal.
Well, it's just amazing as well to have her back in the league after 634 days away. She's almost a poster girl in many respects for the league, so to have someone like that away is, well, it's not what you want as a fan of the league.
No, of course not, and it's always difficult picking up an injury when you're in such good form. But the fact now she's back, and she'll be hungry to get more games and minutes under her belt and get back to...
Macario with a strike. Well, sorry to interrupt you there, Jess, but it was looking like that could be something really special. Sat up for the volley, and you thought, given the way that Chelsea are playing, this one might end up nestling in the top corner.
Yeah, she finds herself in a really good position there. Anticipates it well, but Seismic does really well. Reactioned, razor sharp to make the save.
Cross to take the corner. Macario will now look to provide. She'll lay it short. Amano, one of the changes for Chelsea only moments ago, looking for the other change. Sam Kerr unable to find her. Overcooks that one, and out it goes, and West Ham can have a bit of a breather, of which there really hasn't been too much time for in the 72 minutes of this match so far.
No, they haven't. Chelsea have just been playing super quick with intensity and put West Ham under a lot of pressure at times, and they've struggled with that intensity today. They've not been able to match it at times.
Gorry having a run and finding a say. Got some speed, she's got some skills, delivers a good ball into. Hansen is also there. Very impressed by her levels of concentration in this game. Been quiet for most of it, but the Chelsea keeper, when required and when brought into action, has managed to keep it a clean sheet at the other end for Chelsea.
She certainly has, and of course, when you're not in the game much, you have to be concentrated, you have to be switched on, you have to be alert. And she's certainly stepped up in them moments when West Ham have created them opportunities. She's made some great saves today.
Well, the champions are very, very happy. This is a live broadcast, of course. We do apologise for any language that you might hear that might be slightly unsavoury. Zadorsky won't quite get to that one.
Yeah, this Chelsea team are the benchmark right now in the WSL. I mean, they're fresh off a domestic treble, and they came through the WSL last season undefeated. And they potentially continue that good form and undefeated run.
I mean, it's been pretty amazing from Sonia Bonpastor. It looked like the impossible job when she came in. How do you step things up from a team that previously had Emma Hayes, and she has achieved the impossible and possibly taken them on to even greater levels.
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously come in and she'll want to build on the legacy that Emma Hayes left, but she's done phenomenally well. And this team is still evolving, and I think we're going to see more impressive performances. And just the performance today just encapsulates what this team can do.
And there must be a bit more of an incentive now to look for European glory, with Arsenal doing so well last season.
Oh, certainly, and she made vocalise that Sonia Mombasa, she wants to put that domestic success into European success. So they'll have their eyes firmly set on that.
Neat touch from Kerr, wants it back. And it was inches away from being the setup that she was looking for. Joined the 100 club recently, 100 goals in a Chelsea shirt for Sam Kerr. Pretty special return.
Fantastic stats, yeah. And she'll be looking to add more to that, especially with the quality that she's got. It's about now for her just keeping free from injury and getting that consistency back in a Chelsea shirt.
Wrighton being grappled from behind. And it will be a Chelsea free kick.
There's Guru Wrighton there, just showing her technical ability, being able to control the ball in them tight situations. She does incredibly well to navigate that.
There'll be a yellow card for the challenge as well. And I don't think there can be too many arguments there. It's Nystrom who's gone into the book. Well, we thought she would have a really important role to play in the game, but it wasn't to be. Chelsea were able to find their way through and trouble the defence before the protection could even get involved. She is replaced here by Sarina Pubil. And you really can see now that every single Chelsea player is trying to get in on the act. one will just escape the chase of Hermano.
Yeah, you can see Hermano trying to run the channels and stretch West Ham, but it might have been just on that occasion there, just to find that pocket of space where the gaps are.
And really for the other teams in the Barclays Women's Super League, it's really now just going to be about keeping Chelsea as close as they possibly can.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if you just look at the players that they've got and how they execute, and they've just looked so good today in possession. But what's been so impressive is the out of possession, the transitions, how they're quick to get numbers behind the ball and keep teams and West Ham pinned in today. They've just smothered them in all areas of the pitch.
It will be a pivotal weekend in the Barclays Women's Super League. Next weekend's Manchester United face Chelsea. Manchester City play Arsenal as well on the Saturday. The Manchester United-Chelsea game on the Friday night. Big games at the top. Curling ball in, nodded away by West Ham. And down at the bottom, by the way, London City Lionesses against Liverpool will also be a crucial one. Baltimore having a look. Checks a run, does get the ball in. Fizzed all the way through, and nobody gambled.
It's an excellent ball from Baltimore into that corridor of uncertainty. Nobody wants to defend it, because it's, you know, that ball puts West Ham's defence in an awkward position. Just needed a touch.
Berman into Kerr with the chest down, but she didn't really have the room to do too much else with it. Final 10 minutes of the game. What do West Ham take from this game?
I think difficult, of course. They've conceded a lot of goals already, and they've conceded 4 today. So foundationally, it'll be looking at how they can stay a little bit more tight and compact, and how they can stop leaking them goals. But certainly, they've got the players to change this season round so far. They've got players that can score goals and can create. So there'll be a lot of lessons learned, but it's about perspective. They can learn from the losses and try and put themselves in a better position to go on and try and get some positive results.
Well, Theo Morgan certainly had a big chance in the game to pull one back when the scoreline was at just 3 for Chelsea. She has been replaced. And so too has Asay. And it's Endo, and a player that we thought we'd see from the start, Shakira Martinez. Only 2 players in the Barclays Women's Super League who scored more goals last season. Russo and Shaw, so she was in fine company at the top of that chart. 10 goals in 12 starts in the league. And yet she started this one on the bench, 2 against Chelsea as well last season. Maybe Rhian Skinner just didn't feel that she was the right kind of player for the kind of setup that she was going for, but she's controlled it well here, and Denton is on the way. Looking to make an instant impression. Martinez possibly looking to prove Skinner wrong.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because Martinez, she's such a danger in them forward positions, but you know, she's got an opportunity now to come on and bring a little bit of pace up front. But certainly, Rhian Skinner will be looking to her to try and get something from this game, even if it's a consolation goal.
I mean, I'm sure any coach would love a striker who started on the bench coming on to try and prove them wrong. Fairly sure you did that a few times, forward player.
Yeah, sometimes it actually brings out the best in you, because you want the shirt, and you know, you want to be on the pitch and you want to be scoring goals, and sometimes your job for certain games is on the bench. And however, it does give you that grit and determination to come on and showcase what you can do.
Baltimore's pass into Guru Wrighton is sharp and crisp and to the point, just where she wanted it. And Chelsea now just showcasing their passing ability. Bjorn lining one up. Cario's touch, Really good opportunity, it just escapes the outstretched leg of Kerr. It's put wide in the end by Hermano.
Yeah, Hermano finds herself in a really, really good position there. Good combination play in that central area, but just drags it. Drags it wide. Really should be getting that on target.
There is something about the scoreline of 5.
Yeah, there is, and you can see, I can sense another goal coming from this Chelsea team. They're ruthless and they're still continuing to play with intensity.
Been really impressed by Rutin Carnerud today. I think she's been a standout performer for Chelsea. Her pass intercepted, she's got it back though.
She has, she's brought so much energy and enthusiasm to the game, and what's impressed me as well is just defensively. She's been willing to get back and regain the ball as well, and obviously a contribution to attacks.
Chance for Kerr, it will drop instead for Macario, who nearly broke the frame of the goal there. Well, every Chelsea fan thought that was the moment for Sam Kerr. Then what a hit that was for Macario.
Again, Chelsea find themselves in such a good position, and they've been disappointed not to see this hit the back of the net. They had a few opportunities there, but Macario just smashes it against the woodwork.
And the bar had a good old wobble. Chelsea corner.
I think Sonia Van Basten have been really pleased with Chelsea's performance today. I think it's been well measured, a mature performance, and not to mention just the cutting edge in front of goal.
Guru Wrighton with a very decent ball in, and it's another good chance for Chelsea. They are racking up, but they just can't find elusive goal number 5.
Yeah, I think Baltimore will be disappointed there. Just recycles the ball into a really, really good area. Sam Kerr rises the highest, and she'll be disappointed she didn't get that on target.
Had their chances to add to their stats here, these Chelsea players. Been a very good afternoon's work, though. Well, a cross comes in from Endo. Didn't work out so well, and now Chelsea have numbers breaking on here at pace. It's Sam Kerr who makes the stride into the penalty area, and Sam Kerr is denied by the feet of Shamik. Baltimore now turns one in, and Wrighton, well, she shook her leg at it. She never really looked as though she was that concerned about that one heading goalwards. What a chance.
Yeah, Sam Kerr finds herself in a really good position there, and for a moment I thought a touch was a little bit too heavy, but she does well to direct that towards goal.
Well, when you've had such a long time out, and it was a very long time out, plus 600 days, will take a long time, I'm sure, to be match sharp and match ready and to feel like your old self again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the WSL is no easy game. You know, the intensity, the application that's required and needed, and it will take some time. But I'm sure Sam Kerr, she's got so much quality that she'll find a goal-scoring form and a performance form again in the WSL.
I think Chelsea fans would like to see her involved right from the start, but Sonia Bonpastor has spoken a lot about managing her game time sensibly, gradually bringing her in. And who knows, she might not even be the first name on the team sheet when she is fully fit, given the way that Aggie Beaver-Jones is performing, although maybe those two alongside each other would be a wonderful combination.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a good headache to have. You know, Aggie Beaver-Jones is, you know, she's come in, she's got great goal-scoring form at the minute, and she's done exceptionally well. And she's steps up into that role, and obviously Sam Kerr is coming back from injury, but understandably, you've got to protect your players, you've got to manage your players.
West Ham's ball goes all the way across the penalty area. Perhaps something for them to work on, because they have had their chances in this game, would be finding that cutting edge that has just evaded them so far over the course of the 88 minutes of this match.
Yeah, I just think at times they've just been out of sync, and they lack that sharpness in transitions to be able to capitalise in them key areas at times, and that was an example of it there. Good ball into the box, but just not got the numbers or the anticipation there just to attack it.
Well, what a goal from Erin Cuthbert today, the pick of the bunch, and there have been a few to get excited about.
There have been some outstanding performances all over the pitch today.
Almost hard to pick out one person in particular, given how well they've all played.
Yeah, certainly. And I think Canred, for me, I just think her intensity today that she's brought and the energy. But equally so as Erin Cuthbert, so you are right, it's difficult. And I think when you're putting a display like Chelsea have today, you want everybody playing collectively well together, because that's what makes exceptional performances.
And it's Kira Walsh driving on, who really does make everything tick. We have seen again the really important role that she plays and the way that she breaks things up and uses the ball so intelligently. Here is Endo, who has done pretty well to drag West Ham up to this end of the field. Martinez with a chance to go for goal, and she's put that one over the top of the bar.
Yeah, I think Martinez should be disappointed not to hit the target there. Found herself in a really, really good position. Always difficult scoring from that angle, but we know what quality she does possess when she hits the target.
It really does look as though West Ham are going to be involved in something like a relegation scrap, even at this early stage of the season, unless they can go on a brilliant run like they did after January in the last season. As Ueki is replaced here in the latter stages of the match, but being able to have the ability to bring on someone like Martinez, or just have her within the team, that kind of goal scorer is not something that somebody at the bottom of the table or a team at the bottom normally has.
No, and they can take confidence in that and take a bit of reassurance that they've done it once before and they can do it again. It's just about collectively coming together and figuring out what's going wrong at times and just trying to get back to winning ways and goal-scoring ways.
We are a minute into the minimum of 3 that will be added at the end of this game. Chelsea are in cruise control. West Ham with a late chance to break away. Options either side. The pass sent towards Martinez doesn't reach. Brilliant from Macario, shrugs off the challenge. Bit too easily.
And Macario's just been so impressive since she's come on. So direct. Such good spatial awareness.
Yeah, there is a fire and a hunger about so many of these Chelsea players, which is pretty amazing, given that they have been so successful. You have to, I'm sure, find that want and that need to go again.
And they certainly have that in abundance. You can see just the appetite and the hunger to go again and keep putting in good performances.
That's good football, really good football. Macario might just have the final chance of the game here, trying to lift it beyond Shamik. It's not to be. But Chelsea have been superb here, and they have blown West Ham away. It's the first time really that we have seen Sonia Bonpastor's side go to that level this season. They haven't been convincing up to this game for me, but today they certainly were, Jess.
They did exceptionally well, and I think collectively they can be really, really pleased with their performance today. And even the substitutes that came on, they had an impact as well. And Aggie Beaver-Jones did incredibly well in front of goal, and she'll be pleased that she's continued her goal-scoring form.
Some really delightful goals. Aggie Beaver-Jones with a wonderful free kick. 4 goals in 4 for her. And as you said during the game, they have so many avenues to goals. 4 different goal scorers, and that's what makes them so dangerous.
It does, yeah, and that's what you want. Going into a season, you want to be scoring all different types of goals and putting that into practice in front of goal. And today, you can just see it on the faces of this Chelsea team. They're still asking for more, even though they've done exceptionally well. And Sonia Bonpastor have been really pleased with her team's performance and application today.
Rianne Skinner certainly has a bit to think about. I think this was always a bit of a free hit against the champions, but they have been red hot here in super form at their very relentless best. Well, we can have a look to see how much Chelsea dominated by, and they just wanted to score goal after goal, and that crucially was the difference here. They created so many goal-scoring opportunities. They smacked the post at least twice.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had more goals, and I think when you look at it from that perspective, and just the chances created and the transitions, how quick there was and aggressive there was in different phases of play was just, you know, outstanding today.
Well, let's have a look back on a really impressive performance here from Chelsea. It all started here, and what a start. Aggie Beaver-Jones has really got up and running this season in the best of form, and there was no stopping that one. West Ham did have their opportunities. They could have got back into the game. This one landing just the wrong side of the post, though, from Gorry. And then Chelsea, as they so often do, went right up to the other end. What a wonderful move. Captain into Carnarvon. Carnarvon into the back of the net. Chelsea with 2. Free-flowing and sharp. And very hard to defend against. Chelsea in top form. And you just can't give them opportunities like this. Erin Cuthbert with an opportunity and far too much room. Still had a lot to do and really did it with style. Wonderful swerve on the ball to carry it beyond Schmick, the goalkeeper. A tough afternoon's work for her. Chelsea in the best of form. And then, just as you thought, that things couldn't get any worse for West Ham. Poor discipline from Balumo, and a red card for the hair pull on Alyssa Thompson. West Ham kept on plugging away. This was a top save from Hannah Hampson. That was going in, had to make the save. And it was disciplined afternoon's work for Hannah Hampson, the England goalkeeper. Kept the clean sheet. Chelsea chasing, found another. Finally, plenty of chances before this one. Captain eventually poking the ball into the far corner after super work by the really impressive Katerina Macario. And she could have added her name to the score sheet. And she could have broken the goal as well, too. Well, Chelsea with a really dominant display and a really huge 3 points in the context of what's happened this weekend. It's not on your list here, but Arsenal dropping points again. We'll see how that affects the table in a second. Big result for Brighton in their matchup. Wonderful to see Adjiman on the score sheet and grabbing the winner in that matchup. Spurs with 2 early goals from 2 players who could be really valuable for them over the course of this season. Tamberg and Holt with the goals that secure all 3 points for Martin Ho, the new Tottenham Hotspur boss. And Manchester United also winners and are now tucked in just behind Chelsea, who they will face next weekend in a massive game in the Barclays Women's Super League. But the goals there from Ella Toon and a really impressive strike worth watching back from Miyazawa. Manchester City pretty rampant against London City Lionesses, and they'll be delighted to have Miedemar and Bunny Shaw both in the goals. And now a quick glance to the table in the Barclays Women's Super League. No surprise to see Chelsea at the top with 4 wins from 4. They really found their groove today. Manchester United doing their best to keep pace with the champions, and it's a massive game for them coming up next weekend. Manchester City will also play Arsenal next weekend, so big games at the top. Arsenal dropped points this weekend, so they're just slipping a bit down at the bottom. There are West Ham still rooted to it. That goal difference does not look good, but Liverpool also have 0 points, and so, well, we are far from done yet. Well, a really wonderful game here, and Chelsea dominant, ruthless, and have finally found that bit of rhythm that we maybe haven't seen from them so far, Jess.
Yeah, I think they've just dug deeper and they found another gear today to their performance, and, you know, exceptional in front of goal. At times, West Ham, they got caught in possession, and Chelsea just took full advantage of that.
Thank you, Jess, for your company. Thank you for being here for it. West Ham have gone down here. West Ham 0, Chelsea 4.